All right, everyone, welcome back. We are just finishing up warm-ups here for the championship match. Our finalists are going to be Colby Hagemoser and Brandon Vallone. I am joined in the booth again here with Jeremy Harberger. Hi, Jeremy.
How's it going?
Good. And joining us shortly will be Chris Forey. Unfortunately, just got eliminated here in the semifinals, but he is gracious enough to join us here in the booth. Before we start the title match, I'm going to just go over our sponsors here again. Tony and Susan Raynaud, Ace Mitchell Bowling Supplies, Vinny Grzan, Better Bowling Concepts, William Daly, Storm Products International, Leanne Holzenberg, Buddy's Pro Shop, Chris Forey, as I mentioned, will be joining us here shortly. Chris Viali, Cambridge Credit Counseling, Kenny Keegan, Logo Infusion, John Van Hees with Strike Effects Pro Shops, Chris Sand, Turbo Grips, Bruce Hall, TechVision, Jeff Barton, Yankee Lanes, Keene and Manchester, Rich Reynolds with Bullwinkle's Pro Shop, Al Casper, again, our title sponsor for this tournament, Savage Arms, Lisa Callahan, Callahan's Bowlerama, DJ's Pro Shop, John Zawalik, Lou Marlowe with Many Styles of Bowling, Roger Burrell, Bloomfield Electric, Clay Schwartz, GMS Concrete, Paul Sylvia with Dexter, Tony Mendolia, KR Strike Force, Greg Flamon with Grog Monster Sports, Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, Ideal Bowling Concepts, Keith Lang, Jeff Purchase with DJBT, Mitchell Pincus with usedbowlingballs.com, and once again, thanks to Joe Farley and Island Bowling Supply. We are here in our final match. So again, if you want to get in the running for the free bowling balls, just like and share the live feed here for the finals, and you will be entered into that random drawing. But yeah, well, it looks like we just got started here in our title match, and Mr. Chris Forey has joined us here in the booth. Hello, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Well, it definitely would help if I turn your microphone.
Oh, that's
up.
all right.
Amateur hour.
I'm a little loud. Good morning. Good evening. Jesus. That's how my bowling game was the last game.
Amateur hour, yep.
It's going to be very interesting here to see what, obviously Colby started out at 2-4-10, but I did throw urethane on that pair in the first game of the finals, and he's been banking it out to that area. It'd be interesting to see how the pair, what kind of reaction he gets off of that.
Now, Chris, I do just want to let you know that Jeremy did pick you to win, and then immediately changed his pick, and he asked me not to tell you this.
You know,
if I was bowling a lefty, I wouldn't have picked me either.
just want to point out too, this is the pair that Brandon shot 268 against me and absolutely whacked it. So
what do you mean when he shot 260? That's not what he's been averaging in match play?
I feel like, it's funny. He starts out with a string each one. He bowled Webb. Or not, yeah, he bowled Webb. No, who did he bowl the round before Webb?
The round before you?
He shot like about 210.
He shot two.
He bowled Mirable.
Yeah. I think
that was after that. I'm saying like this in the round of
all the way down there. He shot 280 or something.
He did have the front nine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he had a monster game down
but
there.
The last two games he hasn't had a ton. He starts out quick, and then it slows down a little bit. So it makes you wonder if all the urethane of everybody else on the left side going down the lane is affecting him at all. So it'd be interesting. Do we know how many lefties have bowled on this pair so far? Any chance? Backtracking it?
I could make a huge guess.
I think it's him.
It may have.
I'm looking at it, I think it was just
so that's a bonus for him.
Yeah.
Because obviously if he had like Soul and some other ones crossing there.
I don't think Soul bowled on that pair.
Yeah.
He was on 37 and 38, I believe.
That's what would slow him down a little bit, the back half of a game. If he's got pretty good fresh, he's going to be hard to catch. And like I said, it'd be interesting how Colby does here with my urethane balls going down 5, 6, 7.
Just him.
Wow, that's pretty. He might be his day to get that kind of cross. See, it's like a little slow off the spot.
Yep. Looks like Colby changed balls,
too. Yeah, he was
too.
in an altered reality the last two matches, and then it looks like he just went into a reality.
Okay.
Yep, trying to get something to pick up a little sooner.
Yeah, trying to miss the hang spot. Yeah, because that pair is where I threw urethane right away, and that pair was pretty snug off the gutter.
You had a pretty good look on it with the urethane.
Urethane was the luckiest guess in the world. Luckily, when you get a bye, you get practice. And I threw a couple shots up like I did last night. I said, I wonder what's right of 5. And all of a sudden the ball just sparked. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then Viley said, did you see what I see? I go, yeah, that's crazy out there.
Now, Chris, you probably know better than I do.
Shot there.
These guys both looking for their first title? Or is Colby one
Definitely
before?
Colby is looking for his first. I was wondering if Brandon. I don't have my phone because Brandon. The only thing I know is he won ISCs, so he won the.
He did win the intercollegiate.
He did 2 years ago.
Yes.
No, last season, because he was on the brochure this year when I went there.
William Patterson, right?
Yep.
Yep. I don't think he has a NEBA title.
I don't believe so.
So it looks like we're looking at 2 potential first-time winners here.
I'll have Jeremy look it up on bowlneba.com. You know,
It's amazing with technology.
I don't even know how to use my phone. I need a.
It's still not an iPhone. I'm still. Oh, rolls the 6 forward.
I tell you what, he's.
It's called bowlneba.com.
How do you spell bowl?
That's a good question there. I thought it was the morning when I started talking, so we're all. You gotta go to history. Click history.
So for
Right
everybody
there in the
here,
middle
you're
of the
getting
screen.
tutorial
hit the
for
back.
how to
Hold on.
browse
Hit the back
the
arrow.
NEBA website.
History. Champions should be on top.
You can search by name, right?
You just go down and if you go to the V's, he would only have one title if he has one. Did they give you information? Sometimes they pass.
I believe that's still in the 2s there. Maybe not.
This is all the V. So I don't have my glasses on.
I do not see him in there.
He'll be up here by Kelly Van Hees, so he'd be right before Kelly if he had it for spelling.
Meanwhile, he's got a 4-bagger.
So no, he does not have a title.
All right.
I wasn't sure because I know he's gotten toward the end of a few. I believe this would be Colby's first title match. I'm pretty sure of that.
I was telling Jeremy earlier when I lived in the Albany area, because it's where I first met Brandon. He would come to these tournaments on Tuesday nights. It was a locally run thing. They put out different sport shots every single week, and he'd maul them, and I'd watch my ball run over the 3-pin. And I remember talking to him, and this kid's going to be phenomenal.
He's very impressive. You know, he can get his urethane, do some different tricks.
Seems like he's got a pretty good head on his shoulders,
I was just going to say that. He's got a very good mental game.
Yeah.
Nice shot. The crowd goes wild.
That was you clapping, wasn't it?
It was me and Steven at the exact same time, so it was very loud.
Steven Major down here getting real excited.
I think we need to get like crowd noise in the background. Is there like a button we can push? Like,
I mean, we got to do the WWE?
Yes.
Fake noise?
We're going to pipe in some crowd noise.
It was interesting when they had the PBA playoffs and they had no crowd. I was there for that, and they would have fake noise. And they had a guy just sitting there. That was his job.
It was just to hit the button?
Yeah, he had different soundtracks.
So if like somebody split, would they do the?
Yep, exactly.
Oh,
it was pretty cool. Like the guy showed me how he had all the tracks up, and we were talking one day, and he knew nothing about bowling. Oh, I would say his thumb got stuck, but
looked like it. Maybe his fingers.
Yeah.
Something didn't feel right.
So.
But he's been the last few matches. He's been both phenomenal.
I looked down. I saw him like running him over. I'm like, man, I don't have that. I mean, I give guys credit. They can create area. I don't care how you throw it. If you can create area, you can create area. Builds confidence when you release. That's pretty good.
That's a good
That's
shot.
really good. Looks like he actually stepped away from that part of the lane a little bit.
Yep.
Looks like he's a little further left. So he's only getting to like 6, 7, 8. Where the very first shot he got out a little further out to that, like I said, the urethane area.
Yep.
Now it looks like he's crept a little bit left to get away from there.
It's almost like it was like when it was fresh at the beginning. It was like that. You can move way right. If you move a little left, you're in trouble. Then you can get left again.
Yeah, there's
so
much hold in the middle of the lane. They definitely played a lot flatter in the finals than they did last night. And obviously they've been running. I think you and I talked about this, Jeremy, 4 times.
Yep.
Nice shot.
This is the 4th time
Yeah,
that they.
from the
fourth run in this section of the building.
Yes.
Yeah, because they had the qualifier here.
Sweeper.
For the
sweeper on Friday.
I-91, and then it's been 3 times.
Yeah, so 4 runs in the finals area of the building, other than like the 20. So you figure from like 27 down has been run 4 times. They even when we had the open practice on 15 and 16, they played. When I got it going right a little bit, I was like, oh, they're definitely a little flatter. And that's why I said urethane became like, oh, let's try something different. And urethane just blends that out.
So when you throw urethane, my urethane is an IQ tour.
You and I talked about this yesterday.
Mm-hmm. And here's the worst thing. I told you, like, throw it over your left foot. And what did I do this morning?
Throw it over your right foot?
Oh, good shot. I don't.
The opposite of what you told him.
I don't even know if I threw it over a foot. It was it was pretty pathetic.
It
You got
seemed
to the finals though, so you must.
Yeah.
Have
Well,
done something
thank you for the second squad when it dried up, and then I could just throw it right down the runway down the middle.
I gotta say, the scoring pace was interesting. I mean, obviously last night, the top 4 guys, 150. Like Steve Engels, 100 pins ahead of the 5th guy.
Yeah, Steve bowled really good.
He bowled great. Sol, Malik, myself, and then you come out today, and the scoring pace was pretty high early in the morning, and it was like 70 after 2, and then it just petered along. The top guys bowled well still, but even they slowed down at 192 became the number, and that's pretty good. That's very good.
We have a great match going right here.
And obviously, even this afternoon, you saw like the scoring pace. Obviously, it jumped up a little bit. There's a little more friction on the lane. But it was, even when I came in this
wasn't
afternoon,
crazy,
when I came in this afternoon, you had a super amount of friction, and then you still had the runway.
Yep.
So that track exploded to super friction early. Now the problem is you can't get it right at the track. And if you get it left of the track, your ball may never hook an inch.
Well, and I think the other thing about this center is pair-to-pair is so different.
Yes, I would say the one thing we've been noticing, we had a conversation about this at the senior NEBA the other week. If you notice, a lot of the Bowleros have gone to the glow panels, and the glow panels are a lot softer and they're thinner, so the topography is a lot worse.
But they look great under the lights.
That's a good one too.
Oh, good shot.
Snap out the 5. So yeah, if anybody and we noticed this at the Players Championship, I went down to watch my guys, and they had just put brand new glow panels in the high end of the house at Carolier. Well, they call it Bowlero now, but Carolier to me and anybody else that's been around.
Absolutely.
And the topography report was incredibly all over the joint.
Well, wasn't Packy was talking about that on like one of his feeds or whatever? How like one side played like
They said they bowled in
the
two
low,
different centers.
the low end of
Yeah.
the center looked like a house shot. And if you look at topography, all the lanes were concaved in. You had free hook. And then you go to the other end, it was, I'm telling you, I have pictures on my phone. I showed like Vallone and I talked about it at the seniors, and then Bruce got into it. And we were talking about the panels. They just put brand new panels in like a week or two before that, the glows, only in the high end of the house. And like I said, they're
that's
thinner,
tough.
they're softer, so they were like concaved out to the right. Like, especially on the right side. The left side lane was like more like sloped in, but the right side of the lane was all tapered to the right.
that to me, that's here as well. You put short patterns out here, you try to get the ball to bank off 1, 2. Sometimes it's hooking. The next time you actually see it go backwards before it starts moving.
That's because you need urethane.
Well, I do have urethane. It's called the IQ Tour. Great shot by Brandon.
What a match. I know we've been yapping here, but what a match.
So, why would you think they would do that a week before a major championship?
Because Bowlero doesn't care about they. I won't say they don't care. Obviously, they own the PBA, but I don't think because the people that run it don't understand bowling. So I think that's the big thing. Obviously, they have their business agenda, and I don't think they don't realize what can happen. Obviously, you put any new lane beds in any bowling center, whether they're perfectly flat, you have no wear in them.
Yeah.
So it's like going to nationals, like when they used to build the stadiums. You saw scores come out, the arenas, the scores came out better as we went along.
What a shot.
That's very good.
All right, is it time to throw in that we've only ever had 2 300s in the title match?
You had to say it. Who had them?
I think it's about that time.
Actually, it might be 3. I believe Steve Dale, possibly Copping, and then we got to go way back to, I believe, Orb Gordon.
Orb was from around here, wasn't he?
He was right here. He was from Riverdale originally.
Yeah.
But then he bowled out of here before he passed away. NEBA Hall of Famer, Orb Gordon.
Yes.
Yep. I definitely know Steve Dale shot one. I believe it happened at Ken's Bowl.
R.I.P. Ken's Bowl.
The Ken's Bowl. He had that one. The one that's now a cannabis facility. I believe Copping had one. If not, his came in the semifinals. And then, like I said, Orb Gordon. That's pretty good.
Tell you what,
Was there a pin missing in the rack?
I
didn't see it.
So
I think it was a
Or is it a
tight rack.
chopped off pin?
one
think it
of
was a tight
on,
rack.
I believe on 36 there
I'm
was.
not trying to say anything was missing, but it looked like either a scalp pin because when I turned my head to look.
There's one pin that I think the top is missing on.
Okay.
Because
So
I remember that.
Steve Dale just said he's the only one to ever do it in a single title match. Ed did it in a 2-game match.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Steve Dale, for chiming
A
in.
little bit of history there.
Steve would know. Thank you, Stephen.
Did you throw
And
Brooklyn
his
in
was
the 12th?
Auburn
I
in
did.
96.
Stephen was Auburn. Okay. There you go. I'm glad he's on there to correct me. Thank you, Steve. I definitely knew he had one. And Orv's happened like in 77 or something like that. I think it might have happened the year he won Bowl of the Year. We'd have to go
So
back
we
and
might
track.
find out.
Steve might know. I just know Orv had one.
So meanwhile, we have 15 out of 16 on this pair. Right?
This is incredible.
Tell you what, this is almost not a must, but this is going to be
That's the second one on that lane.
That's all right.
just regroup, start over.
Yep. Back through your whole routine. What is Steven? Anybody chiming in? What we got going on?
He said it was Ed Butler, not Orv Gordon.
Oh, my bad. Skinny Ed Butler. That guy was a rail. So skinny. Yes. Still had to happen like, does he know what year? Had to be in the 70s. Late 70s.
Is that aging you guys a little?
He
Just-
says he doesn't know the year.
I feel like it had to, I feel like it had to happen in the late 70s. I remember when I first started bowling NEBA, Ed Butler bowled. That's when they had the old white champion shirts with the red threading. That's left.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Were you throwing a Manhattan rubber?
No. My first year was 98. 97, 98 was my first couple of NEBAs because I was banned before that.
Too good?
No. They should have let me bowl because I was so bad. No, PBA rule. They had a... you had to be a NEBA member before you became a PBA member, and then they switched that over, I think, in like 97, 98, so I got to bowl. But it is, you know...
I know Dan was talking about banning me because I threw too many Brooklyns in one tournament.
Fair enough.
That's a big spare to make here. Big spare.
Good shot.
Big
So,
spare.
Jeremy, didn't you bowl 300 with a Brooklyn?
I did.
That happened at Silver Lanes,
Because
game
you
one.
told him to do it?
I just said,
You said throw at Brooklyn, and he did it?
yeah.
I go watch this.
If he tried to go Brooklyn, that was impressive.
I go hold my soda. Then the worst part is I almost
You needed
missed
that to make the cut.
I almost missed the cut. That was the first game.
I remember you. I'm not going to say you backdoored into it, but you definitely got out in a hot streak there.
I threw out a lot of spares.
That was my worst tournament of the year so far.
That's another good one.
Mixer.
Oh, good shot.
All right.
Here we go. Can he join Ed Butler and Stephen Dale Jr.?
I say, well, he is.
So he's
already
in the
champion
50s.
at
So
that point, yeah.
yep, he won. He's in the 260s.
So do I get like anything because I picked the champion, like a blue ribbon or anything? Or
It was easy to pick the champion when he get up and when I flat 10 in the 9th.
Well,
You make yourself sound smart all of a
listen,
sudden.
I did pick you.
I picked them 2 rounds before that.
Thank you.
I
I
did
appreciate
pick
that,
you.
boys.
Well, I did pick you too, kind of.
All right, here we go. Oh, that's right. That's
Sit,
right hard.
Sit. That's all
Wow,
right.
that was way up the lane.
So that left lane, he had I'm not, don't get me wrong, it's not like Brandon missed a lot at all when he bowled against me on this pair, but he definitely had more in on 35 than 36.
That was the most right he's gotten any ball. Every other ball's been to about like 4 or 5. That was like 8.
Hey,
The
Chris,
whole way up the lane.
Just so you know how it broke down, I told Jeremy, I told him when we were making our picks, I said, I think we're picking the same person. And he goes, do you think so? And he goes, is it Brandon? And I said, no. And he goes, okay, I'll take Forey. And I go, that's why I was going to pick. And he goes, I'll take Brandon.
Okay. So just to know my friend didn't like me from the start.
Not
that's
true.
better. That's really good.
Oh, great
Last
shot.
7. Great shot. Well, that is going to do it for the
Colby, you
championship
get the endless 10th
match.
frame now.
Brandon Vallone is going to win his
Wow.
first NEBA title in fashion.
Averaging 260. Well, at least in
Well, that'll
Unreal.
increase his average a little bit.
yeah.
But again, congratulations to Brandon.
That's great
For
bowling.
everybody here that watched the live stream. We're going to end the live stream here. We'll be back for the championship interview with Brandon. Again, thank you for everybody for joining us here.
And great performance by Colby. Okay, you killed it. That's right.